everybody, welcome back to the Sneaker Club. If you're new here, this is a channel all about sneakers and sneaker culture, and I am your host, Princess Kumalo. So if those topics sound good to you, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on the videos, and enjoy the content. Today we'll be doing a special request video on how to tell a real sneaker from a fake sneaker, right? I have received like 1 or 2 DMs from some of our subscribers asking me like how to tell the difference or how to be able to tell whether they're buying a real shoe or not. I just figured that it might be better for me to actually put the power in your guys' hands and give you the information that you need so that you can make those decisive decisions. Also, I don't want you guys like relying on me like I'm some sort of a sneaker expert, because as my branding says, I am an amateur sneakerhead. I'm still learning my way around sneaker culture, so I don't have all the facts. But also at the same time, I think it's just valuable that you guys also become sneaker experts yourselves. This is the whole point of me doing this channel. I have also done a very delicious, wonderful rant on why you should buy real sneakers and why you should say no to fake sneakers. I will leave the link so that you can go and watch, so that you drill the importance of buying real shoes and not buying fakes. Okay, so to help be able to tell a real sneaker from a fake sneaker, I've created like a checklist of sorts with certain things that you can tick off so that you can be sure that you're getting a real sneaker from a fake. Please remember that what I'm sharing right now is not fact. It is opinion based on my own research and based on what I've seen thus far. Also, some of you guys may already know some of the stuff, but don't be like, this is obvious, because it's not obvious to everybody. So let's try and be respectful, because this is a learning space. Please and thank you. So first things first, let's go through how you can tell physically when a shoe is real or when a shoe is fake, okay? So one of the things that you can look out for is the logo. Like, for example, different brands have different logos, but some brands have specific logos for specific ranges. So for example, Nike Air Jordan. Nike Air Jordan has 3 different logos. It has the Jumpman, it has the wings, and then it has the wordmark logo, which they usually use on the Access sneakers. Now, I saw some of y'all like a month ago shaming some girl, telling her she wearing fake sneakers because you don't know your logos and you think you know everything. That's not fair. That ain't right. And you should use Google, okay? I think it's all in our best interest to use Google when we're not sure about something, instead of shaming people online about things we actually don't know about. But that's just my personal opinion. Another example is Adidas. Adidas has 4 different logos. It has a trefoil logo, which they usually use for lifestyle and casual wear. And then they have an EQT logo, which is the 3 bars. That's usually seen on high performance shoes. Then they also have a wordmark logo, which is usually in like a lowercase letter. And it's usually used on like limited edition stuff. Then they also have the style logo, which is a circle that has 3 claw marks through it, and they usually use that for lifestyle as well. The next thing to check would be the laces. It seems pretty simple and pretty straightforward, but I've noticed that it's actually something that people miss a lot of the times. Usually most sneakers actually, they have flat laces, not the round ones that I've seen. I've seen like on a fake pair where it was like rounded, puffy like laces. No. Also, another thing is to check for like tags as well. Like for example, on an Air Force One, they usually have something called a dubray. A dubray is usually that lace tag that sits at the front of the sneakers, like right at the beginning. I'll show you on my Air Force Ones. I don't think I've ever shown you guys this pair, but these are my cream Air Force Ones. They have like a glitter swoosh. It's very cool. It's like a gel glitter swoosh. The dubray that I'm talking about is this one. Like that's what they call a dubray. It's the thing that says AF1 on it. It's on usually most of the time like those OG Air Force Ones that are usually just in a different colorway. If it's like a React or like different ones, they don't usually have the dubray, but the OG like silhouettes usually they have the dubray. The next thing is also to check the inside tag. There's usually a number that's inside there that's called the style number. It's also shown on the box that you buy it on. Just give me 1 second, I'll find you an example. Right, so with me now, I have my Adidas Continental 80s. This is what they look like. They're all white. Okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to show you guys this tag that I'm referring to, but it's usually there on the inside of the shoe, like that. Oh my gosh, I'm damaging my shoe, oh my gosh. But yes, it's usually like the inside of the shoe. It's also sometimes outside of the box, like here. when you buy the box, there's usually like the style details there. That style number is specifically for you to tell whether one, the shoe was actually made by the brand, and two, if the style and colorway you have is actually one that was also made by the brand, right? Because a lot of the times it might be a shoe that was made by the brand, but the colorway, it's not like authentic. It's not one that they've made or that they've authorized. An interesting way to verify these things for yourself is like, for example, with Nike, I know that if you type in Nike and the style number on Google, you'll hopefully find pictures of your shoe. And then with the Yeezy brand, I know that there's a bunch of numbers that you can find inside your shoe, and then the last numbers, there's the last number, and then the last 4 digits of that number should be different on either shoe. So the last 4 digits on the right should not be the same as the last 4 digits on the left. That's actually how you can tell whether your shoe is a real one or it's a fake one. Another way to tell if you've gotten a real or a fake is the fact that it must get to you in a box, a branded box. Nah, not in a plastic, not in a, and you guys, you might think I'm crazy when I say not in a plastic, but there are people who have purchased fake sneakers and got them in a plastic, mate. So don't let that happen to you, okay? That should already be a red flag for you. If it didn't come in a branded box, it's already a red flag. Secondly, right, you must also research like the shoe that you want to buy, right? Because then you'll know what box it comes in, right? So for example, I've actually got my boxes in front of me here so that I can actually try and show you guys the different types of boxes, right? So for example, Air Force Ones, they usually come in a gray box like this, yeah? Unless it's like a limited one, then usually it comes in this black box like this, yeah? Okay. Another example is Nike. Another example, oh sorry for the noise guys. Another example is Nike sportswear stuff, right? So my free runs, they came in this box, but my Haranches came in this box, yeah? So I think this is more like your running, training type of stuff, and this is like your sportswear, like vibey type of shoes, like your Flyknits and whatnot. Okay. And then Adidas. I've got some Adidas boxes here. This is my Falcon box, right? It's actually an Adidas Originals box. As you can see, there's the Trefoil logo in it. And then I've also got another one. Okay, this is for my Continental 80, but you guys already saw this one. But you can see it's got the Adidas Originals and it's got the Trefoil logo with it. It's very important that you Google what is the logo for the range that you're buying from. Please, assembly. Okay. And then this is my Reebok box, right? As you can see on the side there's the style number and everything. There's the logo. Something to note is I know that Reebok, they've changed their logo about 6 times between the time that they established themselves and then the last time they changed their logo was about 2009. So those are also things that you need to check. Right, then I've got my Puma boxes. Okay, so this is a training shoe that I bought like a long time ago, and I'm actually thinking of giving it away because I don't want it anymore. It's the, what shoe is this? It's the Pacer. Yeah, it's nice, but I'm not feeling it anymore. It's not my style anymore. And then there's my RSX box, right? And obviously you can see it's very different from this one because this is from a limited collection, right? So these are things that you should know, guys. These are things you must check, you must research, so that when it gets to you, you must know immediately when the package arrives, you're like, ah, this one is a fake. You get me? Another thing you want to check is the stitching, the material, and the fonts that have been used on the shoe, right? So for example, like let's take again my Air Force One as the example, right? If you look at the stitching close up, it's all equal in it. Like, oh shame, you guys can see how old my shoe is. Oh, it's not that old, it's like a year and a half. Stitching is very, very equal. It's very great, it's very lovely. it goes all the way around. There's no like weird stitching, right? Because you must remember, it's something that I've actually spoken about in my previous video where I spoke about saying no to fakes. If it's a factory fault shoe, right, it would obviously not have the equal stitching, and therefore it wouldn't be approved by a brand to be sold, right? So those are things that you need to take account of. Okay, then you must look at the material. Like, what is when you feel the shoe, does it seem like quality material, or does it seem like something that, nah, like you got it cheap, you know what I'm saying? It's like, feels like it's cheap, then it's probably a fake, bro. And then in terms of fonts, right, check, like, have a look here at the back. Like, for example, look at this, right? You can see it's centered. The fonts are all the same. It's what you would usually see on the internet if you googled an Air Force One. Like, the swoosh is accurate. It's centered in between the two fonts. Like, little things like that. It seems ridiculous, but little things like that are how they miss it, because in a fake, they don't know the right measurements, the right fonts to use, the right materials to use. So that's how they give it away that it's a fake. And then finally, the last thing that you should probably do when you get your shoe is to smell it. Like, for real. Give it a good whiff. Like, take it in, because if it's got like a weird smell, it's probably a fake. You know the smell of like a new shoe when you buy it from the store. You know what it smells like. It's got that, you know, like that fresh, leathery, like, I just bought this smell. Like, it doesn't have that weird, like, vinegary, weird, like, awkward smell. It won't have that, because it'll be a real shoe that hasn't been touched, that hasn't been worn by anyone in there. If you're a fan of Full Size Run, you can also taste it as well. Give it a good lick. I know that Brendan Dunn on the show has said that he's licked a shoe before just to make sure that it tastes new, which I found to be really weird, but to each their own. Okay, so now we've covered exactly what to look for when you get your sneaker physically. But sometimes you can't always wait until you actually see the shoe to know whether it's a real or a fake. But I've got you covered with some tips to look for when you shopping online, maybe. First things first, the picture. Maybe it's because I'm a visually inclined person, but for me, when a picture, it's just not like, the shoe is not posed like professionally, the picture quality is looking a bit low, like, then I start to get a bit nervous. But I also get nervous when the person is using stock images. You get what I mean? Like, it's like, okay. Like, so this is why it's important to have a lot of knowledge so that you can gauge what's happening, right? But you guys get what I mean. Like, sometimes, you know, a person, you look at the image and the lighting is wrong, the lighting is dark, it looks like it's in somebody's bedroom, like, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just, it'd be looking dodgy. It'd be looking a bit dodgy. But also sometimes these pictures, they look like things that are taken from Pinterest. And I'm like, the next thing to look at is the price. The price is such a big factor in telling you whether that thing is a real or a fake. Keep in mind that some people sell very much undervalue and some people sell way too high. But the price is a good way to tell whether you're getting a real thing or you're getting a fake, right? For example, right? One of the people that had actually DM'd me on the Instagram account actually had sent me a link of a store that was selling Air Jordan 1s, right? And I won't name what the store is because I'm not in the business of dragging other people. I'm in the business of educating you guys. So they sent me this link with the Air Jordan 1s and they were asking me if I think these are real, right? So I popped on there, you know, I went and I looked and I said, okay, let me take a gander and see what's happening here. So when I get there, I found Obsidians for 2,300 and found a a Chicago, like an original, like the original 1985 colorway for about 2.5. There was a red flag there for me, because I was like, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be right. Because I know it's a very hard shoe to find, and I know that people took a lot of L's trying to get that shoe, and it has a lot of good standing in terms of like its history and its culture and just like the hype around it, right? So I knew that a shoe like that is not going to be lying around handy dandy for 2,300 rand. Hell no. I've seen resellers, like reputable ones like Flight Club and Flight Club. I've seen on StockX as well. I've seen on Goat as well. I've also seen on the Soul Collector app as well. I've seen that shoe go for about $350, $400. So it's just, I don't know. I don't think that's possible for me. But I could be wrong. If I am wrong, feel free to correct me, but I'm quite sure. Think of it as though, like, for example, if somebody says to you, I can give you an OG mocha for 1.5. You know that if you know the history of the shoe, right, and you've researched the shoe, you know that's a Travis Scott release. You know that people took L's trying to get that shoe. You know that shoe is 100% very hard to find. So you know you're not gonna get it for 1.5. Honestly, let's be real about it. Then the next thing to check is reviews. Now, my wig girlies, they know the importance of reviews, right? So you shopping on AliExpress, you buying hair, you check the reviews first. You checking, okay, first, how many reviews are there? Secondly, are there people from South Africa that have reviewed the store, right? Things like that you'll be able to gauge whether, okay, am I gonna get my money's worth here, or am I getting scammed? You know what I mean? Like, ask yourself, check their social media. Like, ask yourself, ask your friends, have they bought from this place? And feel free to ask these people, like, if this is the real thing or not. Don't be afraid. Don't be prideful and think you know, and then you get scammed. Don't do that to yourself, please. Now, let me tell you something, okay? This is something that will give you an immediate red flag. If you read a caption, they're saying custom, they're saying sample, they're saying available before release. No. I say no. I say cut it. I say delete it. I say block. They're lying to you. 100% lying to you. I'm period. They're lying to you. That's facts. Also, ask the seller to verify if it's authentic or not. Ask them, because genuinely, people who are honest in their business, they will give you those answers. They won't be shy about it. They won't be like dodgy about it. They're gonna give you the truth, mate. Like hundreds. So just be like, it's your money also. It's also your money. So if you're gonna be scared, you're gonna get scammed. You understand? With that said, we've come to the end of this video. In my closing remarks, I just want to remind you, always do your research, guys. Don't be lazy. Go out there, find out, know every single detail there is to know about the shoe that you want to purchase. Secondly, the best way to ensure that you're getting a verified, authentic, authorized shoe is to just buy it from a store. Buy it from a store, buy it from a reputable reseller or retailer, and save yourself the misery. Like, honestly. But I hope this video that I just created was really helpful and really helped you to understand how to actually protect yourself from being scammed online, babe. And as always, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the videos, and let me know what are your thoughts on today's content. See you again next week. Mwah. Bye.